For those still walking in, once the room is settled, we are ready to begin. So please, if we can hasten a little bit so that we can just get this session going. May we kindly take our seats? Let's take our seats. Your Excellencies, allow me to ride on the protocols that had already been established in the interest of time. And for the benefit of those that might be following the program, please note that for the plenary session, item A and B have already been substantially discussed in the closed door session, and as a result, they are taken as read. Item A and B on the plenary session, which on the program indicates is after lunch, but we've not had lunch yet, is taken as read. So allow me to now invite Mr. James Chimwaza, the President of the COMESA Business Council, to then present the report. Mr. James Chimwaza, President of the COMESA Business Council, to now present the report. Let us please put our hands together as he takes his position to present the report. Welcome, sir.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to ride on the protocols already observed as I proceed with the COMESA Business Declaration 2025. We, the regional business community, under the umbrella of COMESA Business Council, CBC, here present COMESA Business Declaration 2025 of the 18th COMESA Business Forum under the theme, Leveraging Digitalization to Deepen Regional Chains for Sustainable and Inclusive Growth, held on 7th October 2025 in Nairobi, Kenya, at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC. Expressing our congratulations and our gratitude to His Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, the Chairperson of COMESA Authority, the President of Kenya, the government and people of Kenya for hosting the 18th COMESA Business Forum, which included COMESA EU Horticultural Connect and multi-sectoral exhibition. Furthermore, expressing gratitude to the COMESA Secretariat, COMESA institutions, partners, and sponsors for supporting the 18th COMESA Business Forum. These key recommendations of Business Declaration were adopted during the forum. We hereby declare these calls to action. 1. General. A. COMESA member states are urged to consider fast-tracking the resolution of the existing long-standing non-tariff barriers, NTBs, which are adversely affecting intra-COMESA trade. B. COMESA member states should consolidate and deepen the implementation of the COMESA Free Trade Area, FTA, and accelerate the operationalization of the COMESA EAC SADC Tripartite Free Trade Area, TFTA, to strengthen the implementation of the AFCFTA agreement. C. COMESA member states should align their national development plans and economic policies to commitments undertaken under the COMESA Treaty. D. COMESA Secretariat and institutions to work together to increase awareness and visibility of COMESA trade policy, trade facilitation, instruments, and other products. 2, boosting agricultural productivity through smart agriculture to enhance value chain, competitiveness, and trade. A, member states to prioritize investment in integrated market infrastructure, including rural processing hubs, comprehensive cold chain networks from farm gate to export markets, and digitally enabled logistics corridors that reduce post-harvest losses and ensure compliance with international quality standards for key value chains such as horticulture and other key value chains. B, COMESA institutions, TDB, ATD, ZEPRI are urged to provide blended finance to member states for the establishment of market and trade-related facilities. C, COMESA seed trade harmonization regulations to be implemented across COMESA to improve access to quality and improved seeds for smallholder farmers, which is critical for increased agricultural productivity. 3, digitalization of trade in COMESA. A, encourage the development and uptake of digital platforms for trade and market development. This includes the implementation of e-certificate of origin and regional food balance sheet. Furthermore, the development of digital warehouse receipt systems, e-customs, credit risk data sharing platforms for improved trade and financing across the region. B, regional manufacturers to consider participating on the digital supply chain and e-commerce platforms to facilitate reduction of costs, increasing efficiency, and expanding market. 4, promotion of investment, COMESA region. A, COMESA member states are urged to continue honoring their obligations to maintain African Trade and Investment Development Insurance, ATD, and Trade Development Bank, TDB, preferred credit status, PCS, to enhance the institution's ability to continue carrying out their mandates, increase investor confidence, de-risk trade, and facilitate finance and investment for COMESA, including facilitating access to affordable financing for women, youth, and SMEs along regional value chains. B, COMESA member states are further urged to affirm, 1, the understanding that regional multilateral financial institutions should be afforded preferred creditor status that is also afforded to other multilateral development banks, such as the Africa Development Bank Group and the World Bank Group, and affirm the principle of guarding against causing other shareholders of such institutions to underwrite the losses of defaulting shareholders. And finally, 5, facilitating air travel and movement of business persons in the COMESA region. A, COMESA member states are urged to support the implementation of Single African Air Transport Market, SAATM, promote regional flight connectivity and reduce cost of regional travel thereby encouraging regional and international travel and tourism. B, COMESA member states are urged to support the development of framework and fast-track the implementation of COMESA Business Visa. Done at this 9th day of October, 2025, in Nairobi, Kenya. I submit.
Another round of applause for him, please. And now we'll quickly progress, Your Excellencies, to the presentation of the COMESA Media Awards. Now, the COMESA Media Award is an annual event conducted by the COMESA Secretariat to promote regional integration, activities being implemented by the organization through multimedia publicity. And allow me with utmost respect to invite the Secretary General, together with the Chair, to kindly come and present these awards as I'll read them out. So if we can kindly invite the Secretary General, together with the Chair, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to just come and present these awards. We have 5 awards to present, and the first award is in the media organization category. It's in print media category. And the winner for this award is none other than Zambia Daily Mail. Can we put our hands together for Zambia Daily Mail? Ms. Nkobo Kachemba will be the one collecting the award for Zambia Media Mail. Now, the winning entry, titled Integrity Key to Ending Energy Deficit. It discusses the importance of regional integration in mitigating power deficits in COMESA region. Again, that has been taken by Zambia Daily Mail, and the one collecting is Ms. Nkobo Kachemba. Wonderful. The next award is in the television category, and the winner for this is Radio Television Insanganiro in Burundi. Ms. Raisa Lilian Anamalo will collect it. And this particular one, the program titled Valuation of Intra-COMESA Trade. That's Ms. Raisa Lilian. The program titled Valuation of Intra-COMESA Trade focused on disparity between intra-COMESA trade and extra-COMESA. The next award is in the radio category. And the winner for this one is the New Times Rwanda. Ms. Gasegu Muramira will collect the award on behalf of the organization. And this radio program was an integration programs by highlighting benefits, challenges, and proposed solutions. Wonderful. The next is in the category of online. And this one is taken by Radio TV Ubuntu. Radio TV Ubuntu, Mr. Henry Rukundo will collect this particular. Henry Rukundo. Wonderful. The last award to be given out this afternoon is a presentation of Outstanding Real Leather Stay, Different Africa Designer SME Award, and it was won by Farida Aid from Egypt, but she is not present, so Mohammed Mohamud Dewaidar will pick it on her behalf. A round of applause for Farida. Wonderful. May I request that Your Excellencies, you may take your seats kindly. The next part of this program is the signing of an HQ contract between COMESA and China State Construction. So I'll request for a short video to be played which gives context to what the contract is about. Let's have the video, please.
The common market for Eastern and Southern Africa is the largest market for trade and investment in Africa. During the 23rd COMESA summit, the authority recommended the President of Zambia for providing leadership in the construction of the new COMESA headquarters. COMESA was offered 10 acres of land in Chongwe by the government of Zambia, the host country, to construct the new headquarters. COMESA's Secretariat has hired CSEC International Construction Company Limited to undertake a feasibility study. Eventually, EPC contracts will be signed with CSEC International for the construction of the new headquarters. The master plan corresponds to the site's orientation, linking different components around the central plaza. Two main circulation loop separately manages the traffic and pedestrian flows. The twin office towers form a distinctive skyline, have a modern aesthetic interior decoration character. Folded glazed facades for the convention center, a world-class venue for international conferences and cultural exchange, shows rhythm and variation. Complementing these facilities will be a premium 4-star business hotel with retail spaces. Terraces are adopted to strengthen the integration between people and nature. With curtain wall and wood grain aluminum mullion, the precinct combines modern architectural language with a sense of fluidity and local culture. This precinct presents a commanding urban figure, highlighting its role as a regional landmark. Furnished with world-class infrastructure, from cutting-edge ICT systems to resilient transport access, the precinct also provides flexible space for other corporate users. Together, these elements form a dynamic, integrated precinct, one that embodies the vision of a modern Africa. CSEC International, experienced construction company, takes pride in contributing to this milestone project, which will stand as a symbol of unity, cooperation, and progress for all COMESA member states.
And I will now invite the signatories to take their positions where they're going to be signing. And I'll invite the Secretary General, who will be signing on behalf of COMESA. And we'll also have Mr. Wu Tuyue, who is signing on behalf of the China State Construction, to come and make their signature. Let me also invite Dr. Hammond, who will witness the signing of the contract. After signing the first copy, they will exchange the copies. And after all parties have signed, we then will request that they stand up for a photo opportunity. A round of applause as they get that photo opportunity and display. There you go. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll request that then you take your seats as we withdraw the signing table. And next we'll have the unveiling of the COMESA digital retail payment platform. Now the COMESA digital retail payment platform provides institutions, enterprises, and individuals with the certainty needed to facilitate payment for goods and services within COMESA. Again, we have a short video that gives us an explanation of what the payment platform is about. Let's have the video, please.
Every day, across COMESA's bustling markets, we see the same story. A mother carefully counts her savings before crossing the border. A young trader nervously carries cash in his backpack. A small business owner waits days for payments to clear. These are our people, 681 million strong, held back by the barriers of moving money across borders. We've journeyed far in our mission towards a more integrated COMESA. Through reps, we created secure channels for our banks, but more can still be done. Walk through any market, talk to any trader, and you'll hear the same thing. The everyday person still struggles to send and receive money across borders. When banks and formal channels are used, transactions must pass through multiple intermediaries, each with different rules, systems, and approvals. The process is slow, expensive, and unpredictable. Many therefore turn to what they can afford: cash physically carried across borders by couriers or informal agents, options that are risky, unregulated, and unreliable. That changes with DRPP. Picture this. A shopkeeper in Zambia instantly pays her supplier in Malawi using just her phone and in her local currency. A student in Zambia sends money home to Malawi without hefty fees. This is the digital retail payment platform created by COMESA for COMESA. Simple, affordable, and secure payments in our own currencies that will connect all 21 COMESA member states. Meet Sarah, who grew her crafts business from a local market stall to serving customers across 3 countries. Or James, whose farming cooperative now receives payments instantly from regional buyers. These aren't just transactions, they're dreams becoming reality. When our small businesses thrive, our communities prosper. This is more than technology. It's about writing our own story. Every payment kept within our borders strengthens our economies. Together, we are creating a COMESA where trade connects like a well-woven tapestry, where borders become bridges, not barriers, and where our shared prosperity is in our own hands.
Allow me at this juncture to now invite the Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industry, Honorable Lee Kinyanjui, to just make some brief remarks regarding the platform. Why don't you give him a clap as he comes to take his position. Welcome, sir.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. MSMEs account for over 80% of businesses and provide nearly 60% employment to our member states. Yet for many of them, especially those engaged in cross-border trade, payments are still cumbersome, insecure, and expensive. As we mark a critical moment in the continuous effort to empower the micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises within the COMESA, This is indeed a game changer. By starting with the Malawi-Zambia corridor, we are demonstrating how traders can exchange value seamlessly without relying on scarce foreign currency. This platform reduces costs, shields businesses from currency volatility, and most importantly, opens the door for SMEs, women, and the youth to participate more meaningfully in regional trade, thereby reaping the tangible benefits of integration. Our COMESA Committee of Governors of the Central Bank remain a critical cornerstone in the journey to this initiative. We hope to see more countries embrace this noble payment platform. Thank you for your attention.
And we now swiftly progress to the closing of the 24th Summit of the COMESA Authority of Heads of State and Government. And to kick us off on that session, I'll invite Her Excellency, the Secretary General, to read the communique as we progress. Welcome, Madam SG.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, I now present the 24th Summit of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Common Market in Eastern Africa, COMESA, which was held Kenyatta International Convention Center, Nairobi, Kenya, on 9th October 2025, under the theme, Leveraging Digitalization to Deepen Regional Value Chains for Sustainable and Inclusive Growth. The summit was attended by the following COMESA Heads of State and Government and plenipotentiaries: Burundi, Comoros, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Zimbabwe. Also in attendance were the Prime Minister of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, and the Vice President of Uganda, and the Secretary General of COMESA. The meeting was also attended by His Excellency, the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area. A number of partners and organizations were also in attendance, including the African Union Commission, the AFCFTA, the African Development Bank, European Union, and well, as listed. On the opening of the summit, His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and incoming Chair of the COMESA Authority, welcomed the heads of state and government to Kenya. His Excellency, Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, and outgoing Chair of the Authority, called the summit order and presented the keynote address. His Excellency, Mr. Ndayishimiye, announced the new Bureau of the COMESA Authority. Elected by acclamation was His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, as incoming Chair of COMESA Authority. His Excellency Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, was elected Vice Chair, and His Excellency Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, was elected Rapporteur for the COMESA Authority. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, recognized and expressed gratitude to His Excellency Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi, for the service of Burundi as Chairman of COMESA Authority since October 2024. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto thanked the authority for the honor bestowed upon the Republic of Kenya as Chairman of the authority and pledged to provide full support to advancing COMESA's integration programs. Following heads of states and of government made speeches, President of Republic of Comoros, President of Republic of Zimbabwe, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Prime Minister of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Mr. Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, the Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In addition, the following heads and representatives of regional economic communities and other international organizations made statements. AUC, Africa Continental Free Trade Area. After the formal opening, the authority considered and adopted the 28th meeting of the COMESA Ministers of Foreign Affairs, considered and adopted the report of the priority issues of the 45th meeting of the COMESA Council of Ministers, considered and adopted the report of the Secretary General on the state of immigration in COMESA, took note of the discussion papers on tripartite free trade area, free movement of business persons, and mutual recognition agreements, MRAs, and considered and adopted the resolutions of the 18th COMESA Business Forum. They also launched the 24th COMESA Annual Report on free trade and digitalization, noted the efforts being undertaken by the Secretariat to engage the 5 member states that are not yet participated in the FTA, and urged them to expeditiously fully join the FTA, urged member states to enhance the beneficiation from the COMESA FTA and to further advance and deepen COMESA regional integration mandate, appreciated the efforts of the Secretariat towards digitalization of various trade facilitation instruments, and urged member states to adopt and implement these instruments to increase efficiency and reduce costs of trade. Noted the progress in the implementation of the simplified trade regime in the region, and which bolsters inclusivity of regional trade by supporting small-scale traders and vulnerable groups, including women and youth, people with disability, to generate income and improve their livelihood. Urged all COMESA member states to implement the regime. On the COMESA EAC SADC tripartite arrangement, urged member states that have not yet ratified the FTA to do so as soon as possible, urged member states to spare no effort to operationalize TFTA as a stepping stone towards full implementation of the FCFTA agreement and realization of the single Africa Economic Community stage of integration. Urged COMESA member states that have not yet signed and ratified the TFTA to do so as soon as possible to enable the 3 RECs to embark into an integrated development planning and resource mobilization. Encourage COMESA member states to accelerate domestication and implementation of instruments that have already been adopted by the Tripartite Council of Ministers, include harmonization of transport policies, laws, regulations, and systems which govern drivers, loads, vehicles, and road infrastructure. Emphasized the advantage of those close collaboration between TFTA structures and AFCFTA Secretariat to upscale and build on instruments already developed by the tripartite membership partners to continental level. Noted the offer by the Republic of Kenya to host the 4th Summit of Heads of State of Government of the Tripartite during the second quarter of 2026, and urged COMESA member states to participate actively in the summit. On infrastructure development, appreciated the support extended by the European Union towards supporting the aviation sector development, particularly making operational the single Africa air transport market and as an end to the enhancement of governance and enabling environment of the ICT sector. Encourage member states to domesticate regional transport regulations, policies, and guidelines developed by the Africa Civil Aviation Commission. Appreciated the support extended by World Bank towards infrastructure development through Regional Infrastructure Finance Facility Program, access to renewable clean energy through the transformation of Accelerating Sustainable and Clean Energy Access Program, and inclusive digitalization through the Inclusive Digitalization of Eastern and Southern Africa IDEA Program. Appreciated efforts made by the Regional Association of Energy Regulators of Eastern and Southern Africa to establish regional guidelines for renewable energy integration in the East Africa and Southern Africa Indian Ocean region. On agriculture, industry, and private sector development, noted the progress in the implementation of the Regional Pharmaceutical Sector Development Project supported by the African Development Bank, urged member states to commit resources to support implementation of the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Plan, CAADP, Malabo commitments for a sustainable and inclusive agriculture transformation, expressed concern over poor product quality infrastructure, inconsistent sanitary and phytosanitary features, SPS, and divergent technical barriers to trade, which hamper free flow of goods and people. called for strengthening of capacity on member states to test and certify products and the adoption of implementation of mutual recognition agreements, MRAs, to avoid duplication and related technical processes. Emphasize the potential of the COMESA ESC Horticulture Accelerator to boost horticulture trade of the region from $4 million to $10 billion by 2031. On investment, noted the efforts of COMESA Regional Investment Agency, RIA, in collaboration with Secretariat to support investment promotion, facilitation, and protection in the region as required to increase foreign direct investments and as well as intra-regional investment. On gender and social affairs, appreciated the work of the Secretariat to strengthen gender and social integration through capacity building, support to more than 700,000 women and youth using the 50 million Africa Women Speak digital platform, and efforts to enhance availability of gender statistics. Noted advancement of market access for women and youth-led small-scale medium enterprises through trade fairs, exhibition, and business linkages, reaching over 2,700 participants and more than 100 exhibitors across member states and regional trade fairs. Noted the efforts of the Secretariat to support the development of the healthcare sector in the region to enhance resilience of member states against pandemics and disease. On the movement of persons, expressed concern over the existing restrictions on the movement of persons across the region, which hinder growth of intra-regional trade and investment in the COMESA region. Urged COMESA member states to further facilitate free movement of persons to enhance cross-border trade and investment and overall regional integration. Urged COMESA member states to eliminate visa restrictions to facilitate trade, investments, tourism, and support value chain development in the COMESA region and in the African continent. Directed the COMESA Business Council, in collaboration with COMESA Secretariat, to implement the decision of the Council of Ministers on development of COMESA Business Visa Scheme. On COMESA institutions, express appreciation to the contribution that COMESA institutions are making to the COMESA region integration agenda, and urge these institutions to continue and further enhance efforts to deepen regional integration. Urge member states to strengthen homegrown financial institutions such as the Trade Development Bank, TDB, Exim Bank, ZEPRI, Africa Trade and Investment Insurance. Called on COMESA and other African financial institutions to invest and support Africa regional integration efforts. Urged member states to continue maintaining COMESA financial institutions' preferred credit status to enhance institutions' abilities to operate efficiently across Africa, increase investor confidence, and de-risk regional trade and investment for COMESA members. Encouraged COMESA financial institutions to promote digital financial solutions and to forge partnerships with development finance institutions, insurers, and fintech to expand access to affordable financing for women, youth, and SMEs along regional value chains. On democracy and governance, congratulated the Republic of Burundi, Republic of Mauritius, Arab Republic of Egypt, and the Republic of Malawi, and the Republic of Seychelles for holding successful election recently. Urged the member states to continue strengthening democratic process structures and institutions. On peace and security, reiterated the centrality of peace, security, and stability, of creating an enabling environment for investment, sustained economic development, and a viable integration for the region. Commended the government of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia for extending national dialogue process, and urged the Ethiopian National Dialogue Commission to continue make all needed efforts towards ensuring an all-inclusive and participatory dialogue process. Commended the representatives of the Libyan parliaments, the High State Council, and the presidential candidates who signed the Peace Reconciliation Chapter that seeks to address political differences and promote national unity, and urged all stakeholders to commit to this implementation. Called on all parties in Libya to avoid actions that can trigger acceleration of violence and result in renewed clashes. Strongly condemned the Al-Shabaab terror attacks targeting civilians and awesome forces, and strongly condemned the attempted assassination of President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. Appreciated the troop and police contributions to ASOM, namely Egypt, Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, and Uganda, for the sacrifices they continue to make to restore peace and stability in Somalia, and commended Burundi for its contribution and sacrifice made, and Zambia for its continued contribution to the police component. Strongly condemned the continued attacks on civilians and unprecedented humanitarian crisis in Darfur and other areas in Sudan, and urged for the cessation of hostilities, ensuring safe and unhindered humanitarian access to the population in Sudan in line with the Jeddah Peace Agreement. Reaffirmed COMESA's commitment to respecting sovereignty, unity, and territorial integrity of Sudan, and strongly rejected any external interference in the internal affairs of Sudan. Strongly condemned the killings of civilians and peacemakers at Summit DRC and the UN, and extended condolences to affected families and countries, and called for those responsible to be held accountable for their heinous actions. Emphasized support to the current mediation efforts aimed at finding durable peace in Eastern DRC, emphasized on the need to support member states to focus on strengthening African-led peace initiatives as they provide foundations for locally owned and driven solutions to challenges facing the region, and reinforce Africa's resilience and collective voice in global affairs. Congratulated His Excellency Ramgoolam upon his election as Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius. Congratulated His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika upon his re-election as President of the Republic of Malawi. On development partners, expressed appreciation to COMESA's development matters for their continued support, and urged them to continue further to enhance this support. Support from COMESA member states noted commitments on member states to fulfill their financial and non-financial obligations to COMESA, and urged member states that are yet to settle their financial obligation to do so within the prescribed timeframes. On awards, congratulated and conferred awards upon the following character of service: presentation of COMESA Media Awards, presentation of Outstanding Real Leather State Different Africa and Designer SME Awards. On construction of the new headquarters, noted the signing of the framework agreement between COMESA Secretariat and China State Construction and Engineering Company. On digital platform, retail payment platform, noted the progress that COMESA Digital Rail Payments Platform has made. On closing the summit, the authority adopted its final communique as read by the Secretary General of the Common Market, done at Nairobi on this 9th day of October 2025 in English, French, and Arabic languages, all text being equally authentic. I thank you.
Next, allow me to now invite the Vice Chairperson of the COMESA Authority to give a vote of thanks, His Excellency Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Chairperson of COMESA Authority. Your Excellency, Mr. Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi and outgoing Chairperson and Rapporteur of COMESA Authority. Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Your Excellency Muhammad Ali Yusuf, Chairperson of the African Union Commission, President of the African Development Bank, Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, His Excellency Ambassador Katete, if he's here, the Secretary General of COMESA, Her Excellency Madam Chileshe Kapwepwe, the Secretary General of the Africa Continental Free Trade, His Excellency Wamkele Mene, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As we come to the end of this successful summit of COMESA heads of state and government, allow me, on behalf of all delegations here present, and indeed on behalf of the government and people of the Republic of Zimbabwe, to express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the government and people of the Republic of Kenya, for their warm hospitality and for providing conducive environment for our deliberations. Appreciation is also extended to my colleagues, the heads of state and government, that made time to attend this summit as we scale up collective efforts to propel our region towards our vision. The candid and insightful deliberations will undoubtedly contribute towards the realization of priority issues that advance the COMESA regional integration agenda and our shared quest for a prosperous COMESA that benefits all our people. The COMESA Secretariat is applauded for the meticulous organization that has resulted in this successful summit. I say congratulations. Excellencies, over the past few days, we have engaged in fruitful discussions under the theme leveraging digitalization to deepen regional value chains for sustainable and inclusive growth. Our conversations on this critical subject, among other pertinent issues, are testament to our shared commitment to boldly address the pressing challenges and opportunities facing our time. Together, we have affirmed our belief on the importance of unity of purpose, synergies and partnerships as we overcome obstacles and unlock the immense potential of our combined markets. Collectively, let us continue to emphasize the importance of regional integration among the citizens of our region and nurture the political will to sustain the correct momentum we have ourselves started. Equally important is the need to promote peace, security, and stability, which are essential for sustainable development on our African continent. Distinguished delegates, comrades, and friends, COMESA has a unique position among the regional economic communities within the African Union of having the largest number of specialized institutions and agencies. This unique advantage continues to drive COMESA activities to consolidate the regional integration agenda. A number of these institutions have grown beyond the COMESA region to become continental bodies. These include the COMESA Trade Development Bank, the Africa Leather and Leather Products Institute, the Africa Trade and Investment Development Insurance, among others, which are flying the COMESA flag high on the continent. However, more work must be done. The harmonization of regional policies has become urgent to remove the remaining barriers to trade, barriers to investment, and the free movement of our peoples. Our people, particularly the youth, who embody the future of our regions, are expectant and deserve a COMESA that offers them opportunities for innovation, entrepreneurship, and prosperity. The true success of this summit, my dear brothers and sisters, and indeed our august body, must be measured by the number of programs and actions we implement, not only to transform our economies, but to bring about improved quality of life of our people. The responsibility and duty is ours to follow through on all the decisions we have made. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Zimbabwe is honored by the confidence COMESA member states have bestowed upon us through our elevation to Deputy Chair of the Authority. We thank you. We accept this noble responsibility with a sense of humility and look forward to deepen integration, peace, and sustainable development in our region. Accordingly, may I extend a cordial invitation to you, Your Excellencies, fellow heads of state and government, and distinguished delegates, to the 25th COMESA Summit that will be hosted by the Republic of Zimbabwe in Harare. You are all invited, and all of you will feel very happy in Harare. The dates and the venue will be communicated by the Secretariat in due course. I look forward to receiving you all in Zimbabwe. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, invited guests who are here, the Secretariat and support staff, as well as the media that covered our proceedings, I thank you all for ensuring that this summit is a resounding success. Asante sana, obrigado, merci beaucoup.
And finally, allow me to now invite the chairperson of the COMESA Authority and the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Welcome, sir.
Excellencies, heads of state and government, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the conclusion of our 24th COMESA Summit. The communique just presented by the Secretary General, Her Excellency Gileshe Mbundu Kapwepwe, is the culmination of our fruitful deliberations build upon the deliverables of the meetings of the Council of Ministers, the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, and the Business Council Forum, including the diligent work of our Secretariat. I thank them all for their clarity, dedication, and professionalism, which have enabled us to reach concrete and actionable resolutions. As reflected in the final communique, the agenda for the year ahead is both extensive and ambitious. It will be guided by the theme adopted by this summit, leveraging digitalization to deepen regional value chains for sustainable and inclusive growth. Guided by this theme, we will move swiftly to digitize every aspect of our trade facilitation instruments. We invite the private sector to join us through private-public partnerships to develop world-class physical and digital infrastructure to modernize transport corridors, build regional data centers, and investing in future cloud services. This digital corridor must not end, as I said earlier, in capital cities. It must extend to every corner of our region, connecting the smallholder farmer in a rural village to the bustling urban market. The launch of the digital retail payment platform will link farmers directly with consumers and markets, ensuring fair access and transparency. With the support of my fellow members of the Bureau of the Authority, I assure you of my readiness and commitment to continue implementing the COMESA Regional Integration Agenda. Together with the Vice Chairperson and the Rapporteur, I will maintain the momentum necessary to ensure that our organization continues to deliver on its mandate and to meet the expectations of our member states, business community, and citizens. I urge our Council of Ministers and Ministers of Foreign Affairs to accelerate the implementation of the decisions we have made so as to guarantee the free movement of people, to facilitate seamless trade and investment flows, and to sustain our collective commitment to peace, security, and stability in our region. We have also committed to addressing the concerns raised by the COMESA Business Council, as articulated in the declaration we have just adopted. I want to commit to our business community that we have listened carefully to your issues and your concerns, and it will form the basis of what I intend to do in the next 1 year. We shall also ensure that the COMESA EAC SADC tripartite trade agreement that has become operational will continue into the future with broader engagement. To that end, we will strengthen synergies between the COMESA Free Trade Area, the Tripartite Free Trade Area, and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. As we do so, we must remember that the free movement of goods and services must be matched by the free movement of people and enhance physical connectivity across the region and the entire continent. Kenya has taken the progressive step by becoming visa-free for most Africans, reaffirming our enduring commitment to regional integration and unity. By opening our borders, we aim to facilitate the free movement of people, free movement of goods, and services across the continent, a cornerstone of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area and COMESA's vision for shared prosperity. This policy underscores Kenya's belief that our collective strength lies in connectivity, collaboration, and the seamless exchange of ideas, talent, and trade among all our nations. Excellencies, the coming year also coincides with our engagement, actually the coming month, in fact in November, coincides with our engagement as regional economic communities and as the Africa Union with the European Union. under the capable leadership of our brother, His Excellency Lorenzo, President of the Republic of Angola, that we will be meeting in Angola next month. The Bureau will ensure that COMESA is very well represented in these engagements, as this is the critical moment for maintaining a strong and strategic partnership with the European Union. I also wish to reaffirm my commitment to consolidating the excellent work accomplished by my brother, His Excellency Evariste Ndayishimiye, President of the Republic of Burundi and Rapporteur of the COMESA Authority this year. We will give renewed focus to internal resource mobilization, including through the mechanisms such as the market levy, which is already enshrined in the COMESA Treaty. And as part of our collective commitment to deepen regional integration and accelerate investment-led growth, I am pleased to announce that Kenya, as the incoming chair of COMESA, in collaboration with the COMESA Regional Investment Authority and the Kenya Investment Authority, will host the COMESA Investment Forum on the margins of the Kenya International Investment Conference in March 2026, here in Nairobi. The forum will serve as a premier platform to showcase investment opportunities across COMESA member states, promote intra-regional trade and investment partnerships, and strengthen collaboration between governments, the private sector, and development institutions. Allow me once again to express my appreciation to the outgoing Bureau for its leadership and dedication. I also warmly welcome my new Vice Chairperson, whose experience and insights will be invaluable in steering the Bureau's work forward. I encourage the Secretariat to continue delivering to the high expectations that have brought COMESA this far. Ours is not only the largest regional economic community in Africa, but also the only one with multiple specialized agencies and institutions. I will allocate sufficient time for regular consultations with the Secretariat under the able leadership of our Excellency, Madam Kapwepwe, to facilitate the effective implementation of our strategic plan. I look forward to the Council of Ministers' consideration of the forthcoming 2026-2030 midterm strategic plan in December this year, with a view to its finalization and formal launch at the 25th Summit in Harare in 2026. Finally, Excellencies, I once again express my very deep appreciation and that of the government and people of Kenya to each and every one of you for your time and participation in this summit. And I wish you all safe travels back to your respective countries. And for those staying for a little longer, enjoy, take time, suffer all that Nairobi and Kenya has to offer. Let me say two final things. That our strategic focus will be, number one, to see how to enhance our intra-African trade from 14% to at least 50%. We know it is possible, and there are two strategic interventions that we have to carry out. See how to eliminate visa restrictions that impede movement of people, delay movement of ideas, and undermine movement of talent. And number two, see how to eliminate both tariff and non-tariff barriers that have made our borders barriers instead of bridges, and see how we can escalate our intra-Africa trade. Our competitors, our collaborators, other regions are speaking in 60%, 70% of intra-regional trade. We are at 14%. Number two, we must stop being exporters of raw materials. Africa must process, we must value add all the agricultural products, all the natural resources we have, and all the products that we produce in this continent. By processing and adding value, we not only create jobs, we create value, we create wealth, and that way we keep most of that wealth in our continent and make meaning of the markets that we have negotiated in Europe, in America, and in our continent specifically. As the world becomes much more difficult, it is our responsibility to create market here in Africa. And that market of 1.4 billion people is what we need to unlock through intra-Africa trade. If we can enhance trade from 14% to 50%, we will triple the market available for African goods and services. And finally, let me say that we must believe in ourselves. Even as we seek to reform the international financial architecture, even as we seek to have greater voice in IMF and World Bank, we must equally believe in ourselves and build African institutions. I said earlier, Trade and Development Bank is a product of COMESA. This is the bank we started as COMESA. I can confirm to you from the Kenyan perspective that Trade and Development Bank is an asset to the government of Kenya. They understand our priorities. They know what we need. They understand the African context. They do not assess risks that are not reasonable. They treat us with decency and with decorum because they are our African institution. And so it is with AfriExim Bank. And so it is with the insurance agency. And so it is with SEBRI. And so it is with all the other African institutions. We must put our money in these institutions. We must put our capital in these institutions. They are the institutions that will help us grow this continent, finance our small micro enterprises, and finance our manufacturing and our industrialization. So it is my pledge and request to fellow heads of state for us to put capital into these institutions, even as we seek to reform the international financial architecture. The African financial institutions need us to invest in them, believe in them, and give them the status they need so that they can serve our continent. Finally, our agenda has the final item, and the final item in the agenda of this meeting is lunch. And lunch is exciting, it is important, but it is also mandatory. For those of you who may be tempted to skip lunch and rush to the airport, let me tell you, the airport will only be open after lunch. It is now my great honor and pleasure to declare the 24th COMESA Heads of State and Government Summit officially closed. I thank you.
We shall remain standing as we will wind up with the anthems. We'll have both anthems, the COMESA anthem and the Kenyan anthem, as a close of this meeting. The anthems. And that brings us to the end of this summit. I'll request that we maintain our positions as we allow the heads of state to exit and, as instructed, proceed for lunch. Thank you, and do have yourselves a good afternoon. God bless.